Dustin Laird checking in for video blog take number 147. I don't know what it is about that little red light, but man, it's freaking me out. And I don't know if you feel as awkward as I do right now, but I feel pretty awkward sitting here talking to myself. Anyway, this is as bad as any other, but I'm just going to keep going because I am so tired of doing this again and again. So, core values is something that I think we would do well to spend some time on our own this week thinking and praying about, and I think it'll be an asset if we come prepared to next Sunday's meeting. And so I'll ask that we all take some time to look through the 3 documents that are linked below this little video feed. The first one is a proposal for core values, things that I've been working on, things that I feel God has called me and equipped me to lead people in well. But I want this core value statement to reflect us as a team, as a community, and with the mindset of a church, and certainly not just reflective of my personality and my convictions. That said, I introduce in that document the 3 ways in which these core values will primarily serve us. The first one that I think for core values is that though we are sinful and we need to depend on the Holy Spirit for righteousness and an ability even to obey and reflect God's character, that this core value statement is one that will help to remind us of the character of God and how we are called to reflect Him to the world around us and respond to Him appropriately with the way we live our lives and the way we function as a church and community and as individuals. So that would be the first way it serves us, to remind us of the character of God and how we're to reflect and respond to that, who He is. The second way is it serves as guiding principles and guardrails for decision making. And again, that applies to us as individuals as well as a collective body, a church. These values will allow us to be guided and kept on track in things that are biblical and honoring to God in all our kind of dealings. And that's incredibly significant, especially as I think of the next number of years and the fact that we are entrusted with the responsibility of handling hundreds of thousands of dollars that people have earned and generously donated out of a belief that God is the giver of all things and that we will responsibly handle that kind of thing. It's a very exciting time, but it's a great responsibility to be in leadership in the church, and so to have solid values that serve that the people who trust us to lead them know we believe in and adhere to with integrity, I think is going to be important for our decision making processes, and leading into the third function, which I think is unity. If we agree as people that these values are significant, I think it'll create buy-in among us and among others looking at our church as a possible place to call home and to enter into fellowship. And unity, in a sense, of core value is just going to be able to I should probably turn it off because I forgot what I was going to say, but I have restarted this so many times that I'm just going to keep going. So unity can result from a common sense of core values that we share. Moving on from that, the second document that you can read is examples of core values. They are pulled from different denominations, different churches of different sizes, and you'll see that they do a lot of things. A lot of churches do a lot of things differently when it comes to core values. Some poured in parts of their articles of faith and included in their core values. Others kind of mix up values with strategies that they desire to see happen in their midst, objectives that they desire to see achieved in their midst. And so you see a little less of that in what I've offered you, but that doesn't mean it's bad or wrong, but it just is a sense that core values are in some ways revealing of the identity of the church that holds them, and so it's all right to be a little different, and so you can keep an eye for that, but I give you those examples so that you can look for things that you like, that you don't like, formats that may suit us better or worse, and just get a little exposure and reference as to what we're seeking to discern here. And thirdly is that articles of faith, what we believe as a church, and because we have that and we're able to refer people to that when it comes to our beliefs about God and about mankind and about sin and Satan and future things and all that sort of stuff, I think that we can save ourselves some additional work by cluttering our value statement with things that we intrinsically know that we value because they are the statement and the foundation of what we believe as a church. And so I've attached that so that maybe there's things that come up there that are said there that we may not need to say again, and just being aware of what that says may help guide us in narrowing and coming up with this value statement. The last thing is you read the first link there, the document that's kind of my proposal of core values for us to consider. Again, this is by no means meant to be a final take. This needs a lot more eyes than mine on it, a lot of editing, and I'm looking forward to your comments even on whether or not this format serves a core value statement well in your opinion and in your experience. But two things you'll notice about that document. One is a number of words are highlighted in red. Those are not the most important words, but those are words that reflect many of the values that you'll see in some of those other value statements from a variety of churches, things that are very important, but perhaps fit more, at least in my opinion thus far, fit more into the categories that exist on this value statement. And so things in red are values that will be held, that perhaps don't demand their own title, because we could have a values list of 1,000 things if we went with every single one. So I am a little bit drawn to keeping it simple and in some ways grouping values together. And so you'll see those things in red, and hopefully that helps you see within the statements where values are being expressed. And the last thing is the concept of process. Instead of calling people into being something that is unattainable, we invite them with every expectation and anticipation that they will grow into something in which they do not need to be perfect, but they have opportunity to strive for godliness in every way, shape, and form. And so you'll notice that most every sub explanation of a statement of value includes the component of being people who strive towards something, who desire something, and who will seek to achieve or live out something. So the concepts of striving, desiring, and seeking hopefully don't take away the teeth from this value statement in terms of making it unnecessary for us to really push hard into those things, but hopefully will allow people a sense of personal identification with this value statement, and that I know I'm not signing up for perfection, but I am signing up for an ongoing pursuit of holiness, as encouraged by the church around me, as empowered by the Holy Spirit of God. So with that said, this was supposed to be about 2 minutes long, and we're pushing 9 minutes now, and so I am just going to call it quits. Quit while I'm ahead, they say. I don't know whether or not I'm ahead or behind in your books, but let's assume ahead. So goodbye.